What do you call a cow who's mad because he doesn't have any bread? Lactose intolerant. What up, YouTube? Let's hear. Thanks again for visiting the channel. As always, I appreciate it. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you just hit that thumbs up button just for the algorithm. And if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Do me a favor, don't forget to go on to Instagram and give me a follow. It's let's_do-it-up on Instagram. Let's, L-E-T-S, _D-O-I-T-U-P. And if you'd like to send a knife or knives into the channel for review, just go ahead and send me an email at letsdiu79@gmail.com. You go ahead and send me an email. I'll send you my shipping address. And as soon as you send me the knife or knives, I will spend a week or two with them and then go ahead and do the review and send them back to you. That would really help out the channel, and I'd really appreciate that. And today, we're doing a quick review on the Kizer Escort. This is the giveaway knife, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So let's do it up, y'all. This knife is 7.875 inches overall with a 3.5-inch blade, a 3.25-inch cutting edge, and a handle that's 4.375 inches. Some quick size comparisons here. Compared to the Rat Model 1, the Rat's going to be just a little bit longer than the Kizer Escort, and the Rat Model 2 is going to be just a little bit shorter than the Escort. The DEMKO knives, when compared to the DEMKO 8020S, the 8020S is going to be just a little bit longer than the Escort, and the 20.5 is going to be just a little bit shorter than the Escort. Last, but certainly not least, we have the SPYDERCO knives. The SPYDERCO PM2 is going to be just a little bit longer than the Escort, and the Para 3, obviously, is going to be just a little bit shorter than the Escort. Carry profile, when these guys are closed, I believe it's the same as when they're open. Yeah, the MILLITARY 2 is still just a little bit longer than the Escort, and the Para 3 is going to be just a little bit shorter than the Escort. Thickness, when compared with the Para 3, the Escort is going to be just a hair thicker than the Para 3. Height, compared to the Para 3, the Escort is going to be nowhere near as tall as the Para 3. That's fantastic. I like it a lot. Blade stock thickness on this guy, you're looking at about 110 thousandths. And let's check a quick weight on this guy. See if we're still on pounds and ounces. Perfect. All right, so this guy is 4.2 ounces in weight. So it's going to be fantastic in the pocket. Not too heavy, not too wide, not too tall, and not too long. That's what she said. Okay. So blade steel here, we're looking at CPM 20CV, which is an absolutely fantastic blade steel. As you guys know, it's pretty comparable to M390. The blade here, we're looking at a drop point blade with a flat grind, and we have a flat that carries out to about 80-85% the length of the blade, and a swedge that carries out to about 60% the length of the blade. This knife is thumb stud only operated. It's the only method of deployment on this knife, but that's okay because they work fantastic. And you absolutely can also do the reverse flick with this knife for sure. As you can see, this thing is very, very smooth, very, very consistent all the way down into the handle. And that's because it's running on bearings. Let's check centering real quick. This guy, I believe it's perfectly centered. Let me get it on the video there. Yeah, perfectly centered. So that looks great. There is no blade play left, right, up, or down on this guy. Maybe just a hint of blade play up and down. But as long as your fingers are away from that crossbar lock, or as Kizer calls it, the clutch lock, I don't really feel that at all. The balance on this guy, it's just a little bit butt heavy if memory serves. Yeah, so it's a little further behind the pivot than we normally see. But that's okay. It's still pretty balanced in the hand there. I absolutely think that this is one of the most comfortable knives I've used in quite a long time. We're obviously looking at aluminum scales here with just a little bit of texturing to it. Not crazy texturing, not like it's rough on the hands or anything like that, but they are really, really comfortable, and they're easy to keep in the hand. As far as hardware is concerned, we're looking at T8s for the pivots and the body screws. And we have T6s here for the pocket clip, which is a stamped stainless steel pocket clip. Not the greatest shape in the world, but it's not the worst either. It's a good clip. It comes in and out of the pocket nice and easy, and it's obviously ultra deep carry. As you can see here, like I said before, we've got this crossbar lock, which Kizer calls the clutch lock. And there is some jimping here on the spine of the blade, and a little bit of jimping here on the top, front, and back of the knife. And there's also a little bit of jimping on the bottom back of the knife as well. The ergonomics on this guy, as I said, are very, very good. It's not the best ergonomics that I've ever seen in my life, but it's still very comfortable. The standard hammer grip is going to be the normal way to hold this knife. Obviously, there is a little bit of pressure from this pocket clip. I don't know that I'd call it a hot spot because it's not terrible, but if you're using this thing for pretty hard cutting for a long period of time, you might want to use some gloves just to keep this from irritating your hand a little bit. You can choke up on this guy just a little, but I would be very, very careful doing that. Obviously, if you get too close to the blade, you're going to cut your finger, so that's not ideal. There is a little bit of billboarding here on the blade. You've just got the Kizer symbol there, and then you've also got 20 CV just above the thumb stud there. And you've also got the Escort name on the back of the knife here, and this is a Dirk Pinkerton design, so you have his emblem there as well. The thumb studs are very well designed. They're perfectly placed, and as you can see, they're kind of step milled a little bit, so you can get a little bit better purchase on them when you're deploying the knife, which is absolutely fantastic. The clutch lock here, as with other knives in Kizer's arsenal, you know that you have these little holes milled into the liners here, which the liners are stainless steel liners. I don't know if I can get you to see those there, but there's 4 or 5 different holes that Omega spring can go into to either decrease or increase the strength of the lock pressure. So if you feel like you want to loosen up the pressure on this clutch lock a little bit, then you can do that, or you can tighten it up a little bit if you want to. But I do think that it comes fully tightened. I could be wrong about that, though. I haven't looked at it too in-depth recently anyway. What else is there to tell you about this one? The liners here are just very, very generally milled out. Again, I don't think that I can show that to you here. I don't know if I can get the right lighting or the right angle to be able to show you that, but they are very generally generously milled out to save weight on the knife. And there is a large lanyard hole here. I don't think that needs to be quite as big as it is, but it's there, so for the people who would choose to use that. And there's also a couple of holes milled here to make that an ambidextrous area for the pocket clip, which is awesome because that makes this a fully ambidextrous knife. For show. As far as the thumbnail is concerned, I know that that's kind of clickbaity, but this knife is absolutely wonderful. I would recommend this knife to anyone and everyone. I can't really imagine that there's anybody out there that would have a serious issue with this knife at all. I really think that anybody who would purchase this would be very, very happy with it. The only issues that I can see with it, again, are the pocket clip's not the best in the world. And the price on it could be a little bit better. It's not an amazing price, doesn't blow me away. When it originally sold, this particular variant, when it originally came out, it was at about, I think, $145 or $150. But the price has come up 20 or 25 bucks though. It is now selling for $170, which I would still pay that for this knife. I don't think it's a great price, but I think it's fair. If you do see this, however, on sale for like 140 or 150 bucks, I would absolutely snatch that up as quickly as you can because, as underrated as this knife may be, it's a fantastic knife. So I'm sure it's going to grow in popularity as soon as people start to figure that out. But who knows? It's already been out for a while. maybe I'm crazy. There are other variants of this knife. They come in 154 cm blade steel, and they have either Richlight or micarta scales, which decreases the weight of it a little bit and decreases the price of it quite a bit. The less expensive versions of this knife started around $89. I think the Richlight version of it is a little bit more than that. I think it's around 100 or 105, something like that. And this version with the 20 CV steel and the aluminum scales is $171. It's available on a few different sites right now, and I will link those down in the description in case anybody is interested in buying this particular knife. So yeah. It's a fantastic knife. I think, if you're interested in this, I would definitely go out and buy it for sure. But I think that's it for this one for tonight, guys. I can't think of anything else to tell you about this knife, but other than the fact that I absolutely love it. But I've already said that about 150 times. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And stay up, y'all. Praise the pig. Take it easy. Bye.